Hi everybody, today I'm bringing you 10 more ballet hack videos. I've done many hacks for you guys before in the past. I'll link all the videos in a card, but you always want more, you always love those videos, so thank you. And today I'm bringing you 10 new hacks that I have not done yet. So let's get right into it. Number 1, your pointe shoe ribbons. A lot of you have problems with fraying ends. When you cut a pointe shoe ribbon, typically the end will fray and it's a big annoyance. Been there. So what you can either do, the more popular one is to take a lighter and light the end of the ribbon. That is fine. It is not my favorite trick. I didn't used to do that. I just didn't like using a lighter. I didn't trust myself with it. So what I always did was put clear nail polish at the end of the ribbon. Let it dry, doesn't take very long. I tended to do both sides just to make sure, and it works like a charm, and there's no pyrotechnics involved. All right, number 2 is annoying loud pointe shoes. How do I get the sound out of the loud pointe shoes? A lot of you might have heard this, of course, hitting your pointe shoes, but I want to show you exactly how to do it so it causes the least damage to your shoe and is the most effective. You want to hit the underside of the pointe shoe, right at the back, not the front of the pointe shoe. Just hit that several times against the floor. You don't even need to do it against the wall. A couple times against the floor, and it makes the world of difference. Don't sit there beating it for an hour and a half though. Just a couple of times, maybe 10 hits is all you need. It will take most of the sound out of your shoe while still keeping it hard, and you won't kill a pair of pointe shoes before you even put them on. All right, number 3 is super simple. Do any of you have that annoying stomach line from your tights that you just can't figure out? Do I roll it up? Do I roll it down? If I hike it all the way up, I still look like I have a roll of fat no matter how thin you are, just because tights are tight. So what to do is take a pair of scissors and cut just the elastic at the top. Don't go all the way down or they won't be able to stay up. But if you just take a snip in that elastic, your tights will become so much looser, still stay up, and not give you that annoying tights line. I did that with every pair of tights I ever owned once I got into New York City Ballet, because the worst thing in the world is doing a white leotard ballet with a stomach roll. Not cute. All right, number 4 is something that a lot of you struggle with, myself included. Do you ever have problems with your heels staying on your pointe shoes? You put your tights on, you put your pointe shoes on, and they just will not stay on your heels for the life of you. Super easy trick. All you have to do is put rosin on your heel. Once you put your tights on, before you put your pointe shoes on, just rub your heel in the rosin box. You can even rub the heel of the inside heel of the pointe shoe into the rosin. Put your shoe on, works like a charm. You can also put rosin on your toe pads so they won't slide around. Obviously, rosin is to help your shoes not be slippery in the studio, but it works for keeping them on as well. So just stick your heel in the rosin, even maybe rosin the inside of your pointe shoes. This is what all of us did at New York City Ballet. Pro tip, and it will stay and not move. I have a very wide toes and wide bunion area, but my heel is so small in comparison to that I had to have wider pointe shoes, and so it would constantly slip off my heel. So that was the only way I could get my shoes to stay on. So try it. All right, number 5 is how to actually store your tutus. Do any of you have a problem with them keeping their shape? The proper way to store a tutu is to hang it upside down. Because if you constantly hang it the way it's on you, gravity is going to do its job and just make it droopier and droopier and droopier. But if you store it upside down, gravity is going to work in the opposite direction and it's going to retain its shape longer. That's even if you store it flat, store it upside down, because you want gravity working the opposite way than the way it is on your body. So start storing your tutus upside down and they will keep their shape so much longer. All right, number 6, how to make your corrections work for you. You all get corrections in class. You might feel overwhelmed. How can I remember this? Well, obviously you've heard to write down your corrections, but that will only go so far. Writing down your corrections is good, but it will not do you any good unless you remember them and you study them. So a way to make this super easy is get a little notebook. Doesn't have to be glamorous, just a notebook. Write down your corrections for each day. At the end of the week, go back and find the common denominators. Did you get shoulders down more than once? Did you get turnout more than once? Whatever the most common correction is over the week, that's the number 1 thing you should be focusing on. So that's how you can really improve your dancing quickly. Don't get so overwhelmed with all your corrections, you're never going to be able to fix everything all at once. So focus on the 1 or 2 that you got more than once over the week. on the following week. Start focusing on those. You will improve so quickly and you'll keep getting new corrections. And do this at the end of every week. Sit down, look at your corrections. Okay, which two did I get the most? And then the next week, focus on that and you'll be able to really improve your dancing. All right, number 7 is a really easy foot strengthener that not a lot of people know. You can do this while you're watching television. You can do this while you're studying. Get some marbles, a pencil, something really small, and just practice picking it up with your toes. Sounds really silly, but what it's going to do is it's going to start strengthening your feet like this. Ever feel like your point shoe feels like a brick on your foot and it's like a foreign object? This is the feeling you want in your point shoe, but you got to develop those muscles and develop that strength in order to get that way. So while you're studying, while you're watching TV, a pencil is great. Like I said, little pebbles, little stones, go find a couple of small rocks or something and just start picking them up with your toes. I would do it maybe 20 times a foot, maybe more if you have nothing to do. You're gonna see so much articulation improvement and metatarsal strengthening through that exercise. Again, find something around your house. Doesn't have to be anything spectacular. You don't have to buy anything. Just do those exercises and you're gonna start feeling like this and you're gonna get that much stronger in your point work and it's gonna improve drastically. Okay, number 8 is something I've mentioned in numerous videos, but it's to roll out your hips with a tennis ball before class. If you're having turnout trouble, if you're having hip strengthening problems, or even not being able to get your leg up, 9 times out of 10, one of the culprits of that is that you have really tight hips, which is usual for dancers because you use your hips to turn, you use your hips to jump. So the trick is to roll out those muscles so they can relax, so you can turn out and get your leg up and have a stronger supporting hip. So what I always like to do is just lay on a tennis ball, find that spot and just hold it as long as you can. Word of warning, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world, but it will really, really help. So get that tennis ball, stick it under your turnout muscles, maybe your hip flexors. Trust me, you will find that spot. Breathe and stay there as long as you can. I used to do this before every class and it did wonders for me. I have really had to work on my turnout, and once I started doing that, it allowed my hips to open so I could improve my turnout. In classes when I didn't do that, I felt it. So lie on that tennis ball, breathe through the pain, and your turnout will get better. Number 9 is something you can start doing in class to help improve your leg strength and your jumps. Watch when you're doing your demi-pliés, you're not going to your heels when you straighten. It's very easy to stay in the balls of the feet when you plié, but as you straighten those legs, still feel like those heels have no weight in them whatsoever. All your muscles will engage down the back of your leg, your calves, your hamstrings, the ankle muscles. The minute you go to your heels, you lose all connection. So if you start at bar, everything, every combination staying in the ball of the foot, you are going to develop so much calf strength, so much leg stability. Your jumps, your balances are all going to improve twofold. Now, word of warning, I'm not talking about lifting the heels in your plie. That's going to shorten your Achilles. But I am talking about feeling like they're coming off the floor because you have no weight in them. Start doing that in your pliés and your bar work, and that is the world's biggest hack for leg strengthening in ballet. Trust me, you'll feel it. All right, number 10, the last one is an exercise to help improve your jumps. It goes along with number 9 in keeping the weight in the balls of your feet. But this is a great exercise to do if you're coming back from injury, if your jumps aren't very strong and you want to improve your petit allegro. This is the hack you need. Just little lunge and presses, but pressing that foot into the floor. That's what you're doing when you're jumping. But with this exercise, you're only doing it with one leg, so you're not putting any weight on your joints, essentially. So the way to do this is to do slow ones on one leg, maybe in the front, also to the side, do them a little bit quicker, and then also keep your weight over that leg. Don't straighten back up and do those presses. So just figure out your own combination, but I highly encourage you guys to start doing these exercises, both if you're not injured or if you are and you need to get back to jumps. I did 1.5 million of these when I was coming back from my ankle injury, and it made the world of difference. So that is a great jumping hack, is to do these strengthening exercises, keep that weight in the balls of the feet, and your jumps will improve like nothing else. So those are my 10 hacks, you guys. Some for point shoes, some for jumps, some for technique. all kinds of stuff. If you enjoy these videos, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments. I will do more hacks if I can think of more. But please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much again for getting me to 100 grand. I cannot tell you what it means to me. I'm so happy to be able to do all these videos for you guys, and I'm gonna keep them up and we're gonna keep going as long as we possibly can. If you missed my commentary on the first bit of Nutcracker as Clara, it's right down there. You can click it to watch. I will do more commentary on Clara coming up soon. I know you guys want me to finish the ballet, so we're gonna do that. Love you guys so, so much. Hope you're doing well, and I will see you next time.